Hello there guys, welcome back to 100% Chelsea for my preview of the Leicester City versus Chelsea game. Obviously at the King Power Stadium away at Leicester, with the kickoff being at 3 PM UK time, obviously tomorrow Saturday. And I'm getting straight into it, starting off with our opposition, Leicester City. They had a difficult start to the season, playing Arsenal away in their first game, and they were a bit unlucky to lose that 4-3 to be honest, after being up by 3-2 until the 83rd minute. Then they beat Brighton 2-0 at home. They also beat Sheffield United 4-1 in the second round of the League Cup. We are yet to enter their competition, that's why they played and we didn't. And before the international break, they lost 2-0 to United away from home. So, United obviously a very strong team at the moment. They had a very strong start to the season. So although Leicester are only on 3 points, they played a good game against Arsenal, like I said, a bit unlucky there. Beat Brighton and lost to a very strong Man United team. They obviously lost any Drinkwater to us, who in the last few seasons played a vital role in Leicester's rise, basically from the Championship to a relegation fighting team, winning the league, and now what it sure looks like settling in and securing their place in the Premier League. So they're definitely a good team with some very good players like Vardy, like Mahrez, Iheanacho if he plays as well. So it definitely won't be an easy game. Before I start with the press conference, obviously the big question is, will Eden Hazard be in contention to start against Leicester City tomorrow? Will he start? Well, you'll find out. Make sure you keep watching. Also, don't forget about a subscriber target of 45,000 subscribers by the end of September. We can live if we don't reach it, but if you want to win a signed Chelsea shirt, signed by a Chelsea player, do your best to help us reach that target, and you stand a chance of winning it. By getting straight into the press conference, first thing Antonio Conte said, and the first great news, no injury problems. Everyone is available, which is obviously great. Some players might be a bit tired, but that is normal, he said. Obviously, Gary Cahill is suspended, serving the last game of his 3-match suspension, which he obviously picked up for the straight red card against Burnley. And the next thing he was talking about was Eden Hazard. He said now Eden is available and in the squad tomorrow. So that's obviously incredible. He's in the squad tomorrow. He's improving a lot and I think now I can count on him. I have to decide the right minutes, but he is available. He worked very hard and very well to get fit. He also, when asked about, whether he was happy that Hazard played for Belgium and stuff, he said, I spoke with Roberto Martinez, obviously the Belgian manager, and, together we tried to find the right way to improve Eden's fitness. I was very happy for him to play a lot against Gibraltar and 20 minutes against Greece, is what Antonio Conte said. Was asked about, obviously, new signing Danny Drinkwater. He said, we are working... He was asked about new signing Danny Drinkwater. He said, we're working hard with him and trying to get him into the best physical condition. He's working very well and he is in the squad. So it seems like even he's in the squad tomorrow. Then he was asked about Davide Zappacosta, obviously the other deadline day Chelsea signing. He said, Davide played against Israel with the Italian national team, and that shows he's in a good, physical condition. He worked with me, as in Antonio Conte, in the national team. I think Antonio Conte even gave him his debut in the national team, so that obviously bodes well. He knows my style and my idea of football, so it should be easier for him to adapt. I think he's a good player and has a lot of space for improvement as well. He has good quality and he's a real wing-back. Prefers to play on the right, but has also played on the left before, which I personally didn't know, but it's very good to know. He also said he has the right characteristics to adapt very soon, which is all very good news. He played on the Conte in the national team, which, he knows Conte, Conte knows him. So, it just sounds well. Was asked about the transfer window and also mainly the Ross Barkley situation. Obviously, the rumour was that Conte wasn't allowed to speak to Barkley and the other way around by the Chelsea board. And according to Conte, it's absolutely ridiculous and not true. It's stupid what's sometimes being said in the papers. He also said the club tried to do its best. Sometimes you're able to buy, sometimes you're not, for many different reasons. Then he was asked about the Diego Costa situation, and according to Conte, there's just no news. But he is officially, and the club has confirmed that, officially named in the Premier League squad, which I still find a bit weird, but oh well. Then obviously yesterday some fairly big news came out that the Premier League teams have voted that the transfer window will shut before the season starts next summer. My personal opinion on that is it's generally a good idea, but only if it's implemented all over Europe, because now it basically gives us a disadvantage. First of all, it's the World Cup is on. It's very difficult to sign players and negotiate with players because basically from straight after the end of the season, they're with the national team until after the World Cup, then they go on holiday. So you won't have them long. You won't have long to properly negotiate with them before the season starts. And also, you still have, I think BBC said we can't sell, but the way I heard everyone else talk about it, you can still sell players, abroad. So, I'm not quite sure, if Real Madrid, if Barcelona, if Bayern Munich, if these teams come running for one of your players and offer just crazy money, and your player is basically just forcing himself out of the club, you can't buy a replacement. So in that way, I'm not too happy about it. But if it will be implemented all over Europe by the time, obviously, the next summer transfer window starts, I wouldn't mind it. I actually think it would be good then. But right now, not particularly the biggest fan of it. Conte himself says he agrees with the decision to close the transfer window early. He doesn't see the problem of maybe losing players abroad and not being able to find a replacement as a club. You know, as the club can simply decide not to sell a player. I mean, why didn't we decide to not sell Matic then, if you yourself didn't want to sell him then? It's not always that easy, Antonio. Obviously, he knows more than me, but I think he made it sound a lot simpler than it actually is there. Conte said he doesn't like the transfer window, so he's happy that the transfer window is shorter. Quite simple, to be fair. He also said if you have a clear plan and a clear idea to buy players and sell players, even with the World Cup next summer and a shorter transfer window, there won't be any problems. If you do business late, possibly a very, slight dig at the club, at the board, you might have some problems. But, he's obviously very right about that. But like I said, it's difficult to negotiate with players and I suppose clubs as well during the World Cup or in preparation for the World Cup. Talking about the international break, Antonio Conte said the international break was good for Chelsea and allowed Conte time to work with his squad, which is obviously good because although we had a fair few players going out on international duty, there was also a fair few that stuck around, obviously, and work on their fitness, players like Bakayoko. So that's obviously good. He said in September we have 7 games in 21 days, which is obviously mad. I'm looking forward to it because that's a lot of football and a lot of Chelsea to watch. But he said you must be prepared to face those games in the right way. Talking about Leicester, he said it will be difficult. I watched the previous games and I saw a very strong and focused team with great concentration. When they have players like Vardy, Mahrez, Maguire, and also experience with Morgan and Christian Fuchs, he said he's captain of the Austrian national team. Well, it's just not true, Antonio. Sorry. But Christian Fuchs actually retired from international football after the Euros last year. Anyway, he continued saying you have to be very concentrated when playing against a team like that. That's basically it from the press conference. And now coming to Chelsea. Talking about Chelsea, my predicted lineup, how I think we will do, how I think we will go into the game, how I think the game will go, and also my match prediction. To be honest, I don't think the lineup will change drastically from our game against Everton, obviously before the international break. Gary Cahill, like I said earlier, serving the last game of his suspension against Leicester, so he won't be involved. The only question is, will it again be Fabregas next to N'Golo Kante like it was against Everton, or will Bakayoko come into the side? Very difficult to judge, but at least last season, especially away from home, Conte most of the time went a bit more of the cautious route by playing Matic next to Kante most of the time. As Bakayoko wasn't with the national team, he obviously had 2 more full weeks of training with the squad, or with Conte anyway, or with the fitness coaches and stuff. And I have a feeling he might get another side, obviously, after already starting against Tottenham. So the lineup I think Antonio Conte will go for, obviously Thibaut Courtois will stay in goal. The back 3, like I said, I think will stay the same with Cahill still suspended, Azpilicueta, David Luiz and Antonio Rudiger. I don't think Andreas Christensen will come in because Rudiger had a good performance against Everton and, Christian had a very good performance against Tottenham and still didn't get into the team against Everton. Now, Rudiger played very well against Everton, so I just can't imagine him being dropped. The wingbacks will, I'm pretty sure of it, will stay the same. I don't think Zappacosta will get his debut for Chelsea. I think Moses and Alonso will be the 2 wingbacks. Like I said, I think Bakayoko will start next to N'Golo Kante. Could very well obviously be Fabregas, but that's just what I'd go with, or what I think Antonio Conte will go with. And coming to the big question, will Eden Hazard start? Obviously, the way Antonio Conte talked about it, he has to find the right minutes to play him. Yes, he started against Gibraltar, but, Gibraltar is not an incredible team. I mean, Belgium won 9-0. So, he only played 20 minutes against Greece a few days later. So I don't think he will start. I think the 2 wingers will be Pedro and Willian, with Alvaro Morata starting up front. Still talking about who will play on the wing. Obviously, Willian only played his last game of the international break with Brazil after midnight on Wednesday morning, UK time. So it was like Tuesday evening in Brazil, but like after midnight Wednesday UK time. So he wouldn't have been with the Chelsea team before Thursday. And you can't underestimate jet lag from Brazil to England either. So I would be very surprised if Hazard started the game. And then Musonda, come on. Conte won't start Musonda. So I think even though he might be a little bit tired, I think he will still go with Willian. But, Conte might surprise me. So Leicester are usually a counter-attacking team, aren't they? Which, we usually are as well when we play away from home. Not all the time, but usually against at least fairly strong teams, which Leicester definitely are. So it will be interesting who will decide to basically take control of the game? Will it be us? Then obviously maybe Fabregas will be the better solution. Will we try to play on the counter and let them have control and score that way basically? We'll have to wait and see. Or hopefully not both teams try to play on the counter because that would just make it very boring. But yeah, we'll have to find out really. I think we will probably try to take control after a little bit. At the beginning we might try to see what Leicester do as we're the away team. But I have a feeling that Leicester will not really try to change their ways against Chelsea, so I think it will be down to us to take control of the game, and I think we will do that. So coming to my match prediction, although Everton didn't really challenge us defensively, the defence did look solid, in my opinion. They looked good, and so I have a feeling that we'll keep another clean sheet. Other players like Vardy, Mahrez, they will definitely pose a threat. I reckon we'll get another 2-0 win, which would obviously be very good, Always love a clean sheet and 2 goals, just a solid win. Especially before starting our Champions League campaign on Wednesday against Karabakh at Stamford Bridge. But yeah, that's really it from me. Gave you my match prediction. Leave me your match predictions and also your predicted lineups down in the comment section below. Do you think Eden Hazard will start the game? Like I said, I don't, but let me know your thoughts. Do you think Bakayoko will start next to N'Golo Kante, or will it be Cesc Fabregas again? Rudiger, Christensen. Just let me know your predicted lineups basically. Leave me any other thoughts you have on everything I said or on anything else that's happening. Also on like the transfer window shutting earlier next summer. If you have any thoughts on that, leave them down in the comments as well. Leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Subscribe to 100% Chelsea if you haven't already. We massively do appreciate that. Check out my social media links you can see somewhere over here. Laus1507 on Twitter and Instagram. It would be great if you follow me there. I massively appreciate it. Message me, tweet me, have a chat. Thank you guys for watching. Up the Chelsea. Can't wait for the game tomorrow. And I'll see you next time.